This is Silas with the Word Doctor Ministries. Y'all want to know something that's funny? That nobody really wants to hear about God. like when you come at a reel, you know, because I'm kicking the reel, nobody want to hear it. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's how the apostles of them felt and the prophets of old. They be telling everybody to do this, watch out for the flood is going to come, you know. And nobody didn't pay attention to them. They're telling people, you better get out of Sodom and Gomorrah because God's going to destroy it. And they just look at it and go, you crazy. Ain't that So, you know, today, people at the church, I can't blame you guys that don't know the Lord and nobody ever told you about it or you wasn't raised to know him. You know, I don't blame you because they got folks go to church that mom and daddy, grandma, everybody was telling them about God. And they don't believe. They don't want to hear it. They're too busy listening to these false ministries. These grab it and hope it and pray for it and rub it and make it happen. You know, these charlatans, you know, that come up with all kind of psychology, you know, up at the pulpit with 5,000 members, you know, and I'm gonna buy a new jet. You know, I mean, you got some real suckers out here, you know. I mean, the people that go to church and believe in God, but yet don't really study for themselves. Don't do anything that you do to go through college. You know, when you went to college, right? I say this all the time. You have to study, right? To get a degree, you got to study. You got to know what your subject matter is, right? But you know, today they just listen to the man. You know, he sits up there and talk for an hour, and they just eat it up like candy and snowballs and candy apples and snow cones. You understand? On a hot day. See, and banana splits and ice cream sundaes. It's eat it up. They're going nowhere. They're the ones that's in most trouble, you see, because they don't know the truth and they're sitting up under the ministry. The Bible says that how do you have faith if it's just not for preaching? How do you get the gospel if it's not preached to you? Well, what's happened today is it's all flew away. It flew away with the flyaway doctrine, you know, because today they don't even preach that. They don't preach repentance. They don't preach the flyaway doctrine too much. They preach believe it and get it, you know, and receive it. You know, they got this philosophy like you got when you basically just want material things. And you don't need to go through no big, long, serious thing about God when you just want a house and a cars and mates. You know, you gonna get that. You understand? You gonna get that. And if God is not a priority, you're going to get whatever the devil sent. Oh, that's right. Y'all don't believe in the devil. So, you know, but there's a lot of people who do believe in him now, more than ever. There's a lot of things happening in our world that's changing the way we live and what we see and what's going on. See, we're not paying attention to that. The president of the United States is telling little kids that it's okay to be a transvestite because we think that let people alone, let them do whatever they want to do. I'm for that too. I'm not for stopping anything that the devil got going because I'm not with the devil. And you can't stop the devil. God gonna stop the devil. So none of us need to worry about the devil. But I'm just saying, I'm not even worried about the things I'm telling you about right now, about the kids being told by the president that it's okay to be a transvestite. It's nothing I can do about it. I'm just saying that the world is changing before our eyes. That's all I'm saying. You know, the young people today are going for the devil outright. Men are turning to homosexuality like never. All your little dream boys and all these guys that you think are men, they're not. Amazing. They're going towards Sodom and Gomorrah. They're lovers of themselves, like the Bible said they would be. What do you think God is saying when he say they would be lovers of themselves? You think that means that they look in the mirror and because they look so good that they love their image? No. Lovers of themselves mean they love one another like a man love a woman or a woman love a man. That's why when y'all out here trying to, you good-looking women is looking for a good-looking man, chances of you finding him is not too good, because once you get to know the guy, you know he's not made of much substance at all. You see, you got guys that had this eloquent conversation, highly educated, whatever, but they sissified. You know it. Y'all doesn't matter. You talk to them. You done went on dates with them. Some of y'all done went to bed with them, and you know it ain't nothing happening. This man is not a lover of women. He's not even love women. He got his mind and he got his life into something else. You just don't know yet. It's very perverted. Very perverted. I'm sorry to tell y'all the truth. The truth that sets men and women free is the truth. See, the truth is what sets you free. See, anytime you've been lied to and played, the truth makes you feel real good. Because then you're free. If you got the truth, you become free. You see? You're no longer a victim, but now you're in control. Like Janet Jackson says, she's in control. See? It's a good feeling to be in control. That's right. So, it ain't so bad getting to know this here Jesus, okay? Because I tell you again, once upon a time, I didn't believe in him either. But he became very relevant to me. And when I had these very rich and powerful men tell me to forget about it, for me to get money with them. You understand? So I was inundated with money because I've been in the game all my life. And I could have went the evil way without even knowing it was that evil. You know, because it was my nature. It was my nature. Everything I did was my nature. You understand me? To get the money, to have a woman know how to get money from a man, having sex with him or not having sex with him. She getting more money by not having sex with him. See? That other shit, you know, you make money, but it's degrading. You make way more money from a man not having sex with him, being his friend. See, but that's a player. See, he's called a boss player, and the chick is a boss player too. See, I've lived that life. I know what I'm talking about. But I had to walk away from all that. Once I began to believe and know this Jesus, he calls you out of all that. But yet I've been blessed in my life. I have a beautiful home. I have a beautiful car. I have everything that I would have got when I was rich. I just ain't got as much money. I don't nearly have as much money, but I still got. And how much do you really need in this world? Do you need, 5 houses, 10 cars, a jet? Do you really need it? Okay. Getting on a plane and flying first class is cool with me. If I didn't fly first class, it'd be cool with me. Getting where you gotta go is what's important, right? So, yeah, I just wanted to stop by and say that today because it hit me. It was very, very amusing to me to think about what's really going on in this world today and how so many of us is caught up in our own way of living without considering the God who created everything, Jesus Christ, which created everything. And without him would nothing be created. And then for him to lay down his godly majesty and be nailed on the cross for you and I, because he's the final sacrifice. Because you don't even know the story. Y'all don't even understand. There's the lamb is Jesus Christ, the final sacrifice. See, they sacrificed lambs and goats and stuff and bullocks as a sacrifice back in the early Christian days, or let's just say the early days of religion, before Christianity even. And that was how you satisfied God. And there were many people who didn't never believe in the one God, who sacrificed even children. And you look at today where they're stealing babies and doing many things to children sexually and murdering, sacrifice children. So when you hear about these shootings at these schools, it's just the tip of the iceberg of what's really happening behind the scenes. This is a filthy world. And I guess you said, well, when is God gonna come? And he coming, don't worry about it. If you don't love him, then why are you worried about it? If you don't care nothing about him, so don't play him. He will not be mocked. See, he coming. Because he gonna have to come. We gonna make him come. With all our inventions and the world getting faster and faster, evil, more evil and more evil, evil on top of evil. We're gonna make them come. And, you know, to God, one day is 1,000 years. So his 7th day is coming, 7,000 years. But you don't know nothing about that either, because you'd have to study to show thyself approved. A workman unto God. That's right, a workman unto God. Rightly dividing the word of truth. You got to know something that you know. You got to know it. You got to study to know. It's no different than a kid going to college, or the things that you guys love to do that you won't make money with. You have to study how to do it. You know, see, you have to understand the procedure of what you're trying to do to be successful at it. It's all the same. You see. So anyway, I'm getting nowhere talking to you guys about all this because you don't care. You don't believe in God. How do you not believe in God? The devil is a god. So y'all don't believe in God, the creator of all things? The devil ain't created nothing. He was created. So y'all, or you just don't believe in nothing spiritual? You had the spiritual advisors, but yet you don't believe in God. What is a spiritual advisor without God? What is it? Where are they getting their information from if they don't believe in the God of creation? All right. That's enough for now. I'll be back. God say the same.